Hello, and welcome to Art Toronto, and I'm your host, Tony. I want to tell you that after all the stupid things that Doug Ford has done, and just to keep this video short, I won't get into them all, that he has learned to take a few minutes to think through what he is about to say before stepping in front of the microphone when speaking at a news conference. But that has sadly not happened, so now we have plans to explore the feasibility of building a tunnel under the 401. Now, this is just a study to see its feasibility. But is there really anyone that is sitting around unsure about whether or not this is a good idea or not? Look, don't get me wrong. He has done some good things, like the expansion of GO Transit train services. By the way, I'm a big fan. Then there is the Ontario line, which is also a great idea. These take us in the right direction. However, digging a tunnel under the 401. Okay, let's pretend we're going to take this seriously for the moment. Let's put aside the projected cost of this, which is estimated to be around $50 billion at least, and some estimates put it as high as $60 billion, and the timeline of at least a decade, and that's assuming it will be done on time. And then there's the disruption, that it will cost a live traffic. I mean, at this point, I'm sure you're already laughing, and that should tell you everything that you need to know. But let's talk about what the real problem here is, and that is that we're living in a car-centric city, where the laws of induced demand apply. For those of you that don't know this, or what induced demand is, it's essentially demand that is created by making something a better way to travel. For example, adding a lane of traffic to a congested road. For a few months, traffic will improve, but then people will start to use the road, and then the congestion will therefore return. This has been shown time and time again in cities like Los Angeles and Dallas, just to name a couple of locations. But of course, there are many more examples of this exact thing where this has proven to be the case time and time again. Congestion builds, roads or highways are expanded, traffic starts moving again. This attracts more people to use the highway, and then the congestion comes back within a very short amount of time, hence induced demand. Now, I don't care about where your politics are with the use of private vehicles to get around. We used to call them cars, but nowadays, most of these are not cars anymore, but SUVs and pickup trucks. Sounds like an idea for a different topic in a different video for a different time. Anyways, my point here is that vehicle traffic is a problem, and more roads is not the solution. Firstly, I would say that goods should be transported by train into cities, and then perhaps by truck for the last mile delivery. Secondly, I think that for less money, we could just get our subways extended, specifically the Shepherd Line along the 401, so that people will have another option when it comes time to travel to the other side of the city. This is a gaping hole in our transit system. Thirdly, what else can be done is adding HOV lanes to some parts of the 401 to encourage ride sharing. But then again, that does not seem to be a very popular idea for people in this city. Either way, adding more highways and lanes to roads is not going to solve any problems long term. Not to mention that by the time that this tunnel would be built, we would already be years behind the infrastructure that we would need to be able to keep up with the demand. What are your thoughts about this tunnel across the city and under the 401? And what ideas would you have to reducing traffic congestion along the 401 long term? I hope that you liked the video. If so, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed and want to be notified of new videos that are released, please click on the Art Toronto button here. This is the video that I would recommend for you to watch next, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. Here's the playlist for all of the latest in transit news and views that you're going to find very informative and interesting. And finally, here is the latest video. Thanks for watching, and happy transit.